Welcome to Backyard Family Fun, the podcast from Pride Pool Spas and Leisure Products in Claxton and Savannah, Georgia. Celebrating 50 years serving our community, this family-owned business has spent decades helping create memories that last a lifetime. Whether you're a pool owner, a spa lover, or just looking to turn your outdoor space into a true retreat, we've got you covered right here on the Backyard Family Fun podcast. And as a crazy awesome deal for our Backyard Family Fun podcast fans, you get 10% off anything inside either location in Claxton and Savannah, excluding pools, hot tubs, or saunas when you mention the podcast. That's all you have to do. Go and visit the Claxton or Savannah Pride pools, mention the podcast, and get 10% off. Now that's a reason to celebrate. Welcome back to Backyard Family Fun. I'm Dee Daniels, sitting on this episode with my friend Alex Smith, and we are in the Savannah location of Pride Pools, Spas, and Leisure Products, celebrating 50 years all year long, and very excited to be here once again. We're going to be back in Claxton very soon for another round of podcast episodes. Alex, I really wanted to get in a little bit more into the company history and the legacy and all the things here in this episode. Always love talking about 50 years in business, family business, local business. And, you know, I think the culture that you've built here between the two locations, I mean, the Pride Pools team is huge, and I think it's a great culture, and I thought maybe we'd talk a little bit about that today.
Awesome. Thank you, Dee. I enjoy being with you every time we do this.
Same.
So the culture that we have here, it's something that you just like overnight don't say, well, let's have a company culture. And then that does not work out quite like that.
That's right.
It doesn't. And it takes time to build the culture of the company that you have. And the people that are part of the company is the culture. That is your culture. And if you're not hiring people similar or how you want the company to be, it's not going to be the culture you like. And we all believe that around here. So most of the time, if someone has got to make a decision, problem solving or troubleshooting, we all try to think similar when it comes to the end result. And the end result is, you got an issue with a customer, or you got a problem that you can't resolve or fix. The end result is customer service. We want to be certain the customer gets what they're asking for. Mm-hmm. And, at the end of the day, we want to be certain they come back. They come back and they're happy with our service. And that's our ultimate goal. We know we can't solve every problem, but we certainly would attempt our best to satisfy the customer. But everybody's different. Every company's different. But my dad started this back in 1975, and he had no idea something like this was probably going to develop. He was just trying to feed the family, I think, at the time, and he was just glad to do what he was doing, but he just wanted to be certain he was efficient with it, and things grew from there. And having 5 kids does help to carry any legacy that he might want, for sure.
That's the truth.
So we've been very fortunate to be able to do that. 3 of the 5, my sister, who is retired now, she's been retired now for going on 3 years, and of course my sibling, my brother Marshall, is we're the only 2 there now that continuing the legacy. But we do have third generation, and that does come in and help out. They're younger, but they do help out in the summer, and kind of like I did when I was growing up.
Right.
And so they're learning the business and understanding the culture. And one day he might ask about, you never know what he may ask. He might say, well, I got all this right here. What can I do now? He might say, I don't think I can even close to do what you do, or I want to try to do that.
Right.
And if you just want to try, then that's all you can ask for, and we'll hopefully can show you the rest and mold the way you should be when it comes to talking to your coworkers and your customers. We have come up with and it's really simple. It came out of our Claxton location, I believe, a long-time employee there is no longer with us. She come up with, had different words, play on the words, and it was basically, backyard family fun. And that kind of stuck. And I'm going to say that's probably maybe 20 plus years ago.
Oh, wow. That long ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that right there came the catalyst of what Pride Pool was to become.
Right.
And everything that we do is focused around that slogan. So it don't matter if it's our advertising. It doesn't matter if we're trying to fix a problem. If we're talking to an associate, or we are, building an in-ground pool or delivering a spa. That's the foundation that everybody understands.
That's the core.
And that's the core. That's right. So, that being said, we decided to take it a little bit further. And, you try to keep things as simple as possible. You don't want to try to complicate it too much. But everything's usually right here in front of you if you're trying to come up with a mission statement or trying to come up with something that would, indicate what the company is all about.
Right.
Sometimes, you got to have some kind of print or something on paper to get an understanding. Culture is, the company culture is kind of inferred where, it can be by action, it could be by words, it could be by paper or print, but at the end of the day, everybody's got to be able to understand what it's all about. So we use the acronym of PRIDE to become our mission statement. So, and that was pretty cool. So we kind of let someone come up with, why don't we let PRIDE be, the acronym for a mission statement? And so everybody started pitching in and coming up with different words for the letters.
Right.
And that's how we kind of pieced it together. And over time, people were kind of contributing and, giving hints and giving their opinions and dropping words. And voila, we come up with the PRIDE.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It was pretty cool.
So let's go through it, because I think each one obviously took a lot of heart and time and thought, to come up with, and it really does fit very nicely, when you look at it. So the P is personalized service, and that is the full on truth here at Pride Pools. I mean, everybody is greeted at the door, and what can we do? How can we help? Where do you want to go with your backyard family fun? Because we want to go with you.
There you go. That is 100% correct. So the personalized is, you like I say, you want to make it personal.
Yeah.
And it kind of sets a standard when you're dealing with the customer. So you when you say personalized, you call the customer by their name. You Mr. or Mrs. and they may say, no, just call me John. That's okay. Then you have a rapport that you're building with the customer, and that's the personalized service that we kind of referring to. And you want to make it where, if they come in the door, we know exactly who they are. Meaning that we know that. I mean, believe it or not, we have got staff here that knows a lot about our customers. So, and they could tell you exactly, like, oh, we built their pool such and such time, and oh, they're on salt. No, they're on chlorine, or they have such and such backyard. You won't believe how beautiful their backyard is, and they'll just start talking. And that's the personalized we're talking about. And the customer knows that we know that, and they'll ask questions about, again, on a personal level, how's. Maybe they just acquired a pet. You never know. And they ask questions about that. And
that goes a long way.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Or it just a new grandbaby joined the family. And we remember stuff like that. And that's that's part of again, that's our culture. We make it personalized. You're not a number. You are your name. Your name is associated with your pool, and your name is one. and everybody, it's like a fingerprint. What I mean by that is everyone's got every backyard is different, every customer is different, and when it comes to taking care of their pool, you have to adapt to what they have, and you can't treat every customer the same. If you do, well, you're gonna have some trouble with that, because you got a different size pool, different shape, different gallons of water, different sanitation. So you have to just ask them our standard questions and go through their list and verify that's who they are, and we prescribe what they need on a personal level. So
Yeah, I
that's
get
the
that.
standards that we kind of come up with.
I love it. And that's the P.
That's the P.
So, all
That's
right.
the P.
So the R is readiness to serve. The I is intelligent product knowledge. The D is dedication. And the E is enthusiasm to go the extra mile. I'd love for you to chat about any of those that really do speak to you and stand out.
Sure.
Because I feel like the team, those are the things that are forward facing for the team.
That's right.
I mean, it does come through.
It does. And any company should incorporate all of these features, all of these standards, because if you're not dedicated to what you're doing, it's going to show.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a lot of knowledge about the product that you're selling or you're servicing or what it might be, it's going to show. Customers are going to know that you don't know enough, or they thought you knew more about it, but you don't. And how do you find out more? Well, you go to leadership school, or you go to training, you get certified in certain areas. So we're committed to everything about the industry when it comes to wanting to know more. And if we feel like that the industry is trending for automation when it comes to taking care of the pool, then we're going to learn about automation. We're going to find out what manufacturer offers the best product and start using it. And that's what we do. We do that today. So that's the intelligence side of the product. And we don't know everything, but we're going to know a lot about something.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
That's for sure.
That's right.
And, if you're not dedicated, if you're just not committed to wanting to learn about that and devoted, it's no different than any job.
That's right. Yeah.
If you have a passion for it and you really care, it inspires people, and not only that, but you can find out that level of dedication, meaning that you'll know if it's superficial.
Right.
You'll know if it's sincere.
Yeah.
Someone that's dedicated and that cares, you'll know that they'll ask the questions that really mean a lot, and you'll be able to pick up on their the dedication part of it. But and probably the biggest one or the most important one, they're all important.
They're all important.
E,
yeah, that's
enthusiasm.
A good one. That's a good one.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Because do we jump out of bed? I got the enthusiasm to go the extra mile.
Not every day.
No, not every day.
Yeah, that's hard.
No, that's probably the hardest of all of them, to get motivated. And if you really true care about that, what you're doing, you'll go the extra mile. And we have a lot of people that work here that do that, and they just care. They care about their work. They care about the service that they're providing to the customer. It don't matter if it's doing a water test or replacing the pool pump or explaining how to operate the pool. We're dedicated to that. But having the excitement and and the willingness to do the extra by saying, all right, if you have any other questions, if anything else we can do for you, customers will pick up if you care. Customers pick up if you are like, well, if anything else we can do for you. If not, customer will know right quick whether you are dedicated to doing that or not. And we try to offer a variety of things that the homeowner can participate in, meaning that we have they spend so much money, they get points. We have a lot of programs on the POS side of things. So becoming a customer, you can really find out they just become more involved with the business by doing that.
Yeah.
And if they find out that they can generate points by purchasing more, then guess what? They get a fun pass. A fun pass is pretty cool. And
Well, it sounds cool.
Yes, that's right. Again, we try to keep things simple because
That's it.
backyard family fun.
That's
Fun is in
right.
everything.
Yeah.
And if you don't have fun doing it, then you don't need to do it. And I'm not saying be jokingly and funny all the time, but you just got to enjoy it.
That's
you got to
right.
enjoy it.
That's
and,
right.
But that's where the enthusiasm comes in. And if you really, really care what you're doing, the enthusiasm shows.
Yeah.
But, I think the R may have got lost in the pride.
The readiness to
The
serve.
readiness to serve.
Yeah.
If you're not ready, then you might as well just go back to bed.
Is true.
You're not going to get far.
That is true.
You're not going to get far. So you better be prepared and ready. And, that kind of falls with the personalized.
Yeah.
But readiness to serve, that means, you just got to be aware. You got to be on top of your game. And it intertwines with the rest of the letters of pride because if the readiness means if you're prepared, then you're ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I believe that 100%. And everything that we do, anywhere from offering certified pool operator classes, getting our technicians certified, to leadership training, so we can manage staff, or talk to the customer on a more intellect level, or just offer more services that makes their job easier.
Right.
Because the pool should be fun, not
Yeah,
work.
that's right.
And I'll keep saying that. If you have a pool and you feel like it's a lot of hard work, call us.
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll let you know. We don't want to tell you're doing something wrong. We'll just suggest another way.
Streamline.
That's right.
Right?
There you go.
Collaborative.
That's correct.
That's correct. That's what I think it stands out all the time to me is that, you come in and I see people all the time walk in, ask questions, and here's a scenario of what's going on at my pool or with my spa and in my backyard, and boy, I'm struggling to keep up with all these things, or this is going wrong and I can't figure out how to do it. It's never about here's the list of things you can do to fix XYZ. It's always about how can we work together?
Yes, that's correct.
And really get to your ultimate goal that fits your lifestyle and your budget and
Correct.
your time. That I think goes a long way.
It does, and you'll sense that. And for example, we've got in our Savannah location, I think we got a couple new members that have joined our team, and you'll know that because they'll tell you that, and we're not shy, or we're not meant to hide that from you because they're in training and they know that, and they'll say real quick, "I'm not sure, and I'll find out." And that's the best thing you could ever tell a customer. If you're trying to come up with an answer that you don't know, I'll know. I mean, most people can see through that.
Yes.
And it's kind of, again, superficial. You want to be certain you're genuine, sincere, and upfront. And we try to be very transparent with all of our customers. And if we do that type of work, or if we offer that type of service or sell that product, we're going to tell you, or we don't. And we try to offer a little bit of everything to everybody. And it's hard to cover all the bases, but the service side of things is probably the toughest today because there's just a lot more I call variables out there to work with, and it becomes more challenging. But I think more people are talking about that to resolve it, as opposed to not talking about it. You hear people, you see something, hear something, say something.
That's right.
And that's that negative or good, but we're like that when it comes to solving a problem for a homeowner or a customer. We don't want them to go unresolved if they have an issue. And it's hard to have resolution on everything, but we certainly try our best to do that. And I would tell the homeowner that we're not real sure, but give us some time, we'll figure it out.
Absolutely.
And to me, that's comforting to hear that. And number one, number two, that's knowing they're going to get back to me.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Because today's world, there's so many things that are said that don't happen. And I don't really want to go down that road.
Right.
But it's you do what you say what you mean.
Yeah.
And that's just good character.
I'm glad you brought that up because it reminds me of the very first conversation, and I think it's part of that conversation's in our very first episode of season 1 this year, and it was when we sat down with your dad, and he said those exact words about just, first of all, can't solve everything for everybody all the time, but at the same time, we're certainly going to try to come up with solutions, and we're going to try to do it in a timely way, and we're going to try to make sure that, so that customer service has been going and has been a through line for Pride Pools ever since the beginning.
Yes, it has. And that's a good point. And that's the absolute truth about that. He is not, there's nothing, miraculous about a lot of the work. He just, very efficient. And if he said he's going to do it, he did it.
Right.
I mean, you don't see, you do see that. And you hear that.
That's
I don't
right.
know if you see that.
You hope to see it.
You do.
Everywhere. You
hope
really hope
that.
to see it everywhere.
Yes, you do. And you just don't want a lot of lip service.
Yeah.
You want people that are sincere and dedicated, and they have the intelligent product knowledge to answer it for you. And like I say, if you don't, we'll find out. But that's just kind of the way we was brought up, way I was brought up. You do what you say and say what you mean. And if you're not, then tell you're not. Just say you're not. And
right.
It's not that sounds simple. And but it's amazing how complicated it can be for some people.
Right.
I don't know why.
It's
don't
true,
know why.
though.
It can get
some things
complicated.
are so simple, but yet can still be so complicated.
And I don't.
For some.
Yeah, they do. And I don't know
true.
why people make it complicated. Maybe it's like, maybe it might be they don't know. And if they don't know the answer, that's why they say that. It may be coping skills. It may be a lot of different things. But I guess you should just say no or yes or I'm not sure or I'll get back to you.
Right, right.
But it's it really is. It shows character on
Yeah.
people, and I know that there's people that don't have all the answers, but we will provide you the tools to get you all the answers. And if they can't get the answer, then I'll try to figure it out. That's what we do here is try to figure out and solve problems. And every time you turn around, and that's in life. You don't know if you're going to run into an issue or if you got to solve a situation, you just got to hit it head on. And if you don't, it's going to wrap around you, and it's going to you're not going to get far with it. And so we just kind of nip it quick.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can. And our training is that kind of falls into our training as well. So that passes down to our staff, and when they're doing their, they're swimming pool specialists. They're not salespeople. They're swimming pool specialists is what we call it.
And highly educated.
Yeah, well,
that's one thing you'll learn when you come in. They are all very educated about the product, about the service piece. It's really great.
Well, I'm glad. That was nice of you to say that, and really and truly, I have to kind of what do they call that? Mystery shoppers, maybe, where you kind of want to find out your business, and you're not real. You work in it every day,
of course,
but you hear things and you're not real sure. But how do you find out? And this is no secret. Staff will tell you. I've called. Checking on, just asking a question, posing as a customer.
Right.
Just kind of find out how long it takes, if I'm on hold too long, or if they're not sure about the response or the answer I get back for the question I pose.
Yep.
And then we'll just have mystery shoppers come into the store, and they do all kind of different things. They kind of evaluate the store and check out all the way from the cleanliness of it, how it looks, to how the associates dressed, and how their conversation goes, to customer service. I mean, if you got dated signs, there's a lot of things so we do that about every 5 years. We'll kind of do mystery shoppers.
Love it.
And that's again, you got to kind of stay alert. You got to stay up to what's out there when it comes to perception. You don't want the customer think that you think it's one way and the customers are thinking it's another way.
Mm-hmm.
And you perceive it to be that. And maybe you perceive it to be good, but it comes out to be it's not.
Right.
So
right.
you got to work on that.
You got to know.
So whatever phase it might be, if you got to, repaint the store or get new signage, or you need to, get new computers, whatever it might be, you got to stay up to the, you try to stay current.
Of course.
If you're not up to current technology, you kind of get left behind pretty quick.
Absolutely.
This industry, it evolves fast, but not like the computer industry does. It evolves fairly, within a year or two, you'll see some changes take place because it's seasonal. For that, but we try to grow in all phases, and but that does give us a lot of feedback on the mystery shoppers.
Yeah, so which is a great way to do it.
Yeah,
really,
it helps.
It's so, and obviously, I mean, with the culture and the quality checks and the perception checks and the education piece, obviously, for being in business for over 50 years. It must be working.
Yes,
is all I can say.
Well, we try. We try, because I tell you, when someone else is taking your inventory, lack of better words, and explaining to you that it should be that way instead of this way, it's hard to swallow that sometimes. But we look at the big picture, and we look at all data, and we decide what needs to be done. I mean, we've even done the digital side of things. Our website, we did a mystery shopping for a website, and we knew we had to make improvements. And I guess you should make improvements in all phases. If you're not constantly trying to improve or offer a better way to do things, then you just, again, you're not performing,
right?
And you're not trying to keep up the best customer service that you can. But we at least we're attempting and trying.
That's right.
That's the main thing that you'll get from us, is we'll certainly give it a shot. But that's kind of some things up in the acronym of the PRIDE. I guess it's a great way. Mission statements can be, and what we didn't do the traditional mission statement typed out. We just, it's right in front of you.
Yeah.
The pride. My dad really took a lot of pride in everything that he did, and that's where it come up from.
Absolutely.
He really thought that would, not knowing where that would go, but everything started out to be, when he first started in 75, it was called Pride Pools. Mm-hmm. And that was it. Nothing else, no spas, no leisure, no Savannah, nothing like that. It was just Pride Pools. And that was, simple and easy. We were selling spas for years before he added it to the name.
Right.
And it's
which
like,
says a lot.
Well, it does. It does. So, wow. So, oh, by the way, it's Pride Pools and Spas. We do sell spas, by the way.
That's right.
So, it's all in the name. So, keep it all in the name. And that's kind of where that went when he started coming up and creating legacy and culture and all that stuff. So,
that's great.
It's been a heck of a ride, and I hope we can continue 50 more years.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, what I think people learn when they listen to the show and when they come in to the stores, it really is about service to the customer, and it's about service to the community.
Sure.
And so please visit one of the stores. The links are right here in the show notes of this episode. Can't wait to see you again next time. I think we're going to be in Claxton next time we're sitting down together.
Can't wait.
Always fun to go to Claxton. So, Alex, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let the celebrations continue. The team at Pride Pools is excited to give you a huge anniversary special. Actually, 3 of them. To celebrate 50 years all year long, you can get up to $10,000 in savings on 3 anniversary fiberglass pools. There are 3 sizes to choose from: the backyard size, the family size, and the fun size. How cool is that? So stop by the Claxton or Savannah locations of Pride Pools or go to pridepools.com for more information. Thanks for listening. Come by and meet your local pool and spa experts in Claxton on Highway 280 West or in Savannah on Gateway Boulevard South, or go to pridepools.com. If you love backyard family fun as much as we do, be sure to give us a rating and review and subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. And if you have a question or topic you'd love for us to cover, drop us an email, info@pridepools.com, or tap the links for Facebook or Instagram in the show notes of this episode. We'd love to hear from you. Now let's go make a splash and have some backyard family fun.
Pride Pools, Spas and Leisure, your home for